Why do I have $20,000 in one single stock, Facebook stock? That is what we're going to discuss in today's video. A lot of people wonder, why do I have so much money in just one individual stock? This is a question that I get asked very frequently, so I'm going to discuss in this video exactly why. I actually have a very good reason for doing this, and we're going to discover this in today's video. What is going on? Fleming Profits here with a brand new video for all of you. Welcome to the video. Before we get started, like the video. I would really appreciate it. It makes my day when you hit the like button, so make sure you do that before we begin. Also, if you're not subscribed, what in the world are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. We're going to make a lot of money together. I'm going to show you how to become a more profitable investor in the stock market. That is our dedication to you. And also, let me ask you this. Do you want $60 right now? Okay, do this. Get 2 free stocks with WeBull right now. The link is in the description. You're not going to lose any money. Just get your 2 free stocks. Robinhood, they'll give you a free stock. So that's 3 free stocks right now. And then M1 Finance will give you $10. And then we also have Discover It, which if you sign up, they're going to give you $50. So that's $60 in total, plus 3 free stocks. You're welcome. The links are in the description. Now let's get to the video. Alright, so welcome to my Robinhood portfolio. Let's talk about Facebook. Right now I'm up about $2,000 on the stock. This is a stock that I have a very long history with. I've bought and sold this stock for many times in the past. I've made a lot of money in the stock, but I'm planning on raking in my biggest profit ever in the stock market with this trade that I'm doing right now. So as you saw, let me show you everything about Facebook. So right now, this cost about $264. We recently saw that it reached $300, which was an all-record time high for the stock. This made Mark Zuckerberg one of the richest people in the world. I think he was able to get to third or second because of the $300 price tag on Facebook stock. So I have about 76 shares of the stock right now. Yes, 76 shares, about $20,000 in market value. I am only investing in Facebook. So I'd never recommend you to invest in one single stock, but I actually have other investments like a 401k, Roth IRA. Those are safer investments. This is just my fun money in Robinhood. I like to make big profits and do investments like this. So that is why I do this. It's not like my whole investments are just in Facebook. This is just one part of my investment portfolio. So let me show you the buy and sell rating for Facebook. It's actually very interesting. And I'm going to do a deep dive analysis on Facebook, by the way. So with more users and usage time than any other social network, Facebook provides the largest audience and the most valuable data for social network online advertising. I actually know this from experience. Back in the day when I used to use Shopify to sell online, I actually used Facebook as an advertising platform. I spent $1,000 on Facebook ads, and I made $6,000 in sales because of my Facebook ads. Facebook has this amazing way where you can target whoever you want. Whoever would be your consumer, you can target them directly. So you already know who would be interested in your product before you even advertise with them. And there's no minimum on how much you have to spend in order to advertise with them, which I loved. So I'm not only an investor, but I actually know the products very well. Facebook ads revenue per user is growing, demonstrating the value that advertisers see in working with the firm. Yeah, $1,000 to make $6,000. Who wouldn't want to do that? That is amazing ROI, and Facebook is providing that for many businesses. I'm just a small business. I'm not even a large business or anyone who actually knows what they're doing. I was just experimenting and I was able to achieve that. So I definitely see the value that they're providing. The bears say Facebook is currently a one-trick pony and will be affected severely if online advertising no longer grows, which is obviously not going to happen. or if more advertising dollars shift to others like Google or Snapchat. Yeah, that could happen. But Facebook has so much strategy. They know exactly what kind of users are using their platform. Google doesn't offer this type of service where they know what interest Facebook has. That is the benefit that Facebook has. They're a social media company. They know what you like to see, what you like to engage with. So they know all of this, and this makes Facebook very, very good for you to spend money on. Facebook is the largest social network in the world with 2.5 billion monthly active users. I think this is outdated. I think now they're at 3 point something. I'll show you later the updated numbers. But 3 billion users, you know how many people are in the world? 7 billion. They almost have half of the world using Facebook. Let's be honest, what other company can say that half of the world uses their products or services? Facebook is able to achieve this because it is free to use. That is what makes Facebook very interesting. Not only is Facebook Facebook, they also own Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp. So they keep on buying other platforms so that they continue to dominate in the social media game. And really interestingly, you know what's been going on with TikTok? They actually basically implemented all what TikTok is into Instagram. They called it Reels, Reels. So they basically made TikTok available in Instagram. So they didn't even have to buy TikTok to be able to have what made TikTok popular. And that is something that I really like about Facebook. They basically copied TikTok and made it into their platform. So that means that whatever new thing is going on, they can easily add it to their platforms. And this is going to be great for them in the future because they don't even have to buy the company to be able to use their features. And regarding what's going on in the world right now, this is actually benefiting Facebook in many, many ways that people don't even realize. Facebook is actually in a situation where they can actually grow more than ever before during this situation that we're in right now. It is not affecting them, it's actually benefiting them because a lot of people are staying at home. They're using social media more than ever before. Social media is never going to go away now. Businesses are deeply rooted into social media. Basically, if a business is not in social media, they're not going to be able to grow and connect with their customers. It is basically a necessity nowadays, and social media spending will become the normal for businesses. It is the number one way to get more customers, especially using Facebook. Facebook knows exactly who your customers can be and who are. And so they're easily make you able to target those audiences with your advertising. Television cannot do this. Google has some limitations. They can't exactly do it like Facebook. This is why Facebook is so prone to succeed, and they're going to make billions of dollars raking in this feature that they have where they're able to know exactly who your customers can be. And the great thing about Facebook is that they're mostly used by small businesses. So you don't have to have a lot of money to be able to advertise on Facebook. Their biggest customer is small businesses. And guess what kind of businesses are there more in the world? Small businesses. There's no bigger section of business owners than small business owners. They're the largest. So that makes a lot of money for Facebook. And obviously there's a lot of risk investing in Facebook. Well, not a lot of risk, but there's definitely some risk because the government doesn't like big tech having control over social media like this, how Facebook has done it. And they're trying to break the company into 3 different parts. One for Facebook, one for Instagram, and one for WhatsApp. But who knows what's going to happen politically. It can affect Facebook, but for now, I think it is prone to succeed, and more than likely, it will continue to grow. If not, they're going to have to separate Apple and Amazon as well. Facebook continues to have so many issues and accusations from the government, such as the Cambridge Analytica scandal, where basically because of Facebook, Trump became a president through political spending, through ads with Facebook. And they've been gone through so many legal issues, but they still continue to grow despite that. Imagine if they never had any of these issues, Facebook would be growing like crazy. It's at the point where Facebook is more focused on beating legal accusations than actually growing their platform. So this makes me realize that Facebook can actually grow and do way better than it is now. It's just that they have a lot of legal issues and they have to spend a lot of time dealing with this stuff. But once they're able to get a hold of all this stuff going on and make Facebook not have these legal issues anymore, then they're gonna grow like crazy. And I've been doing a lot of research on the stock and everything related to it. We're gonna discuss some other things regarding Facebook. But that's basically my thesis why I believe Facebook will continue to grow and still do great. And I think on their earnings on October 29th, after hours, it should be more than $300 per share. I'm planning on selling for a $10,000 profit. Alright, it's time for some technical analysis. The easiest way for you to make money in a stock is by making sure that the stock is an uptrending stock on the max chart. If the stock generally makes higher highs over time, like the Dow Jones or the S&P 500, you know that you can basically never lose money in any stock. It's just a matter of waiting out in the stock until you're profitable. This is why I love uptrending stocks. This means that now you basically only have one concern. You have to buy when the stock is cheap, when it sells off, because one day it will be up higher than when you bought it. It is really that simple. Look at Facebook. Every time it hits a low, and I'm going to circle it, but basically it hits a low, you're able to buy the stock cheaper than what it generally is. And then all you have to do is wait, and you'll be at a profit with Facebook stock. That is all it is, actually. I've done this a lot of times with Facebook and other stocks. That's why I focus on uptrending stocks, because I know they always go up in value. It's just a matter of buying it whenever it's cheap. It's really that simple. There's nothing weird going on with this. You just have to follow this strategy. So let me show you, let me outline when this stock is cheap so that you can kind of see it clearer. So I'm going to circle it in yellow when it's cheap. And this is an uptrending stock because it's always making a higher high. It's always going up in value. Ever since it was in the stock market, it has continued to go higher and higher. So here I'm circling when it dropped the stock dramatically, and I bought this stock when it dropped like this and made money on it. And you don't get too many opportunities with Facebook. You'll notice this because it usually doesn't sell off like this, but it occasionally does, like this 2 times and then a couple of other times. This is a strategy called swing trading. You buy when it's cheap and you sell when it's high over a short period of time. The reason you want to sell is so that you actually lock in the profits from your gains in any stock. Obviously with a 401k or Roth IRA, those are long-term investments, but when it's just fun money like this, extra money, you want to make sure you do this. So yes, like I was saying, Facebook has so many legal issues. This could be like an hour-long video if I go through every single case they've had, but they keep on going into lawsuits because people keep on suing them, companies. But yeah, so I think, this is actually old, or not that recent, but about 2.7 to 3 billion people use Facebook in the world. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. And there's about 7 billion people in the world. And one great thing about Facebook is that it's one of the few companies that actually has 0 to very little debt. This is amazing, especially for a company like this, because they basically, if anything happens, if they get any opportunity to buy any company, because they have 0 debt, they can easily take out debt whenever they need to, or they can use whatever money they have because they have no debt. So if we look at the balance sheet, let's look at the total assets throughout the years. We don't have 2020 data yet, but we do have 2019, 18, 17, and 16. And as you see there, they're constantly growing their total assets. Every single year, they keep on growing more. 64 billion to 84 billion. And then the next one was like 90, and then the next one was 122 billion. 133 billion, yeah. So they continue to grow their assets, and that's why I love Facebook. They're constantly making more and more money every single year. That is why you have to analyze the balance sheet. You want to invest in a company that's continuing to grow their asset. And if we look at their total debt, they've had 2 years, but they had 0 debt. And then the next year they had 500,000. and then the next year they had 10 billion. I think the 10 billion happened because they were getting sued a lot, so they had to use a lot of money for that. But still, they, for the total assets they have, 120, 130, that 10 billion debt or 500,000, it's nothing, and they can pay it off anytime they wish to. It's actually kind of good to have debt for companies, but in this case, Facebook basically almost never has debt, so this makes it a very strong company with a good balance sheet, and that's what I love seeing in the companies that I invest in. I want to make sure that they're financially secure and that they can handle any tough times in the company, because tough times will come. You just have to be prepared. So remember how I said that Facebook is always innovating? Well, they've done so many things in terms of e-commerce. 1 in 3 people use Facebook Marketplace, which is basically like an eBay on Facebook. It's amazing what they're working on, and they actually have big plans in the future. They're starting to have Facebook shops where you can set up an e-commerce store within Facebook. This is going to be huge because now it's not just social media, it's also e-commerce. So you're able to buy and sell on Facebook, and they have a built-in payment system within their platforms. And not only Facebook, it's also Instagram. You're actually able to save your card, and anytime you see a product that you like on Instagram, you can actually buy it directly from their platform. And this is amazing because it'll allow small businesses to not only advertise directly with Facebook, but sell on Facebook. This is amazing, and it's gonna grow huge over time as they improve it and make it better every single year. And it has so many benefits for you to use Facebook to sell. They have 3 billion people, so you already have a big audience. I think they're being very resourceful with what Facebook is and just building it to a bigger platform every single year. And this is gonna be great. Now they're gonna be able to compete with eBay and Amazon. This only means more money for Facebook. And this article, I like it because it outlines the benefits of using Facebook Shop. And yeah, it's very interesting. It's a lot of information, but basically they're going into a new industry, and this is an opportunity for them to grow even more. You want to make sure that whatever company you're investing in, not only are they doing great right now, but they're experimenting and growing other services, other products, because that's how you know that the stock will appreciate in value over time, because not only are they doing great right now, but they're working on things that will make it grow even more towards the future. I've been hearing a lot of positive comments regarding Facebook Marketplace. People who have never sold online are actually using Facebook Marketplace as the first time they actually sell online. This means that they're probably making it way easier for you to sell than eBay or Amazon. And that's why I think this is a huge opportunity that Facebook has to be able to grow in the industry of buying and selling. So yeah, that's my analysis on Facebook. This is why I have $20,000 in Facebook. Let me know what your opinion is. I'm really looking forward to the earnings on October 29th after hours. I'll keep all of you in touch. There we go, subscribers. That is why I have $20,000 in Facebook stock. This is a company that I have researched in and out. I have used them personally for business. I have used their social media platforms. I know this company very well. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you think I'm crazy for having $20,000 in Facebook stock, and let me know what you think will happen on their earnings on October 29th. Will it go above 300?